What's up, everybody? I'm B True, and today I'm going to talk about my first impressions and thoughts for the DayZ Standalone. Now, as of right now, the game is still in its alpha form, so there's still a lot of bugs and issues and things that are going to get changed over time once more feedback for this game comes. So right now, this is basically just a test, something that we give the public a little view of what's going on, and then also able to get our feedback for things that need changed. Now, as of right now, like I said, the game has a few problems in it, and one of the big ones right now is the lack of items. The problem is that the items only respawn after the server gets resetted, and each server has its own, reset time. And the problem is that all these towns that you start off in, basically around the respawn points, are basically always completely looted because everyone spawns in. They come in, these are the first towns that they see, and they come in and they basically loot all these houses for everything's in it. So when you first spawn in, it's very difficult to start. It's very difficult to get anything kind of going, any kind of momentum, because you come in and there's really nothing available for you as far as items go. There's no food, no weapons. You're basically kind of left to do whatever you can to survive, and this makes it very difficult to start off. Also, another problem with the server resets is that people get to the airfields, and that's generally where the best loot is. And what they'll do is they'll hop from server to server, trying to find one that hasn't been completely looted until they can find the best loot. Or they'll know when the server resets are, and they'll spawn in that server after the reset in order to get the best loot. So that's a problem right now that definitely can be changed, can be fixed, as far as certain items respawn time, mainly just food and drinks, because that's one of the essential things that you need in order to survive in this game. Now, another problem is there's a lot of lag right now in this game, and certain aspects of the video and your settings can attribute to this lag because certain functions just aren't working properly yet. Now, this lag makes combat very unpredictable. I mean, you can shoot somebody 3 times, and there'll still be a 1 to 2 second delay before the bullets will register and the person will actually go down and or die. And this is especially noticeable in hand-to-hand combat, either with zombies or with other people. So you can, shoot somebody 3-4 times, and they can still get some shots off on you before the game registers that they have died and gone down. And this makes the combat very difficult. Another thing that this lag definitely makes difficult is that zombies can run through walls right now. They can just come in right through a wall. They come through doors, walls, doesn't matter. So it's very difficult to get away from zombies right now. Now, on the topic of combat, when you get hit or shot too many times, or let's say if you don't eat or drink for too long of a time, you'll fall unconscious. And right now in the standalone, being unconscious is basically the same thing as death. See, in the DayZ mod, when you're unconscious, depending on what you got hit by, the reason why you're unconscious, you will come back to life sometimes after a few seconds, sometimes up to maybe a minute. Right now, there are reports of it taking up to an hour to revive from being unconscious. I have been unconscious many times and I have never woken up. There are ways that you can become or to respawn or to wake up, basically, is through a saline bag or an EpiPen that somebody else has to give to you. So if you're all alone and you fall unconscious, you're basically screwed. I mean, you're dead, and it's not necessarily working properly. So that's something else that needs to really change. Also, when I click the respawn button inside of a server, I've never actually respawned. Now, I don't know if that's a problem for everybody, but I know for my game in particular, when I click respawn, it just says please wait, and my character never actually respawns. So when I fall unconscious, I can't even respawn. I have to exit out of the game and then enter back in it for it to actually work. Now, reasons why you might fall unconscious, like I said, are either getting hit in combat or if you don't eat or drink for a long period of time. And the hunger and the thirst meter are definitely bugged. They definitely have some changes that need to happen. First off, when you spawn in as a new character, you start off thirsty, and one of the only ways to actually quench your thirst as of right now is either through these soda cans that you can find or drinking wells. And these drinking wells are in most towns. Some are pretty far spread out, and sometimes you can go a pretty long time without ever seeing them, and starting off thirsty makes it difficult. Now you have water bottles and stuff you can fill up with this water, but when you have to find those in order to start off. In your hunger and your thirst, they just decay too quickly. I mean, you can drink, you can eat when it says you're hungry or you're thirsty, and then within maybe a minute to 2 minutes, you're hungry or you're thirsty again. Now, one of the things that I found is if you go to a well and you click drink, I've done it sometimes up to 20-25 times before it says that I'm full. Now when you actually eat or you drink till you're full, you'll buy yourself a pretty decent amount of time before you have to eat or drink again, but the amount of food and or drink that it takes is a lot. It is a lot of food or a lot of drink, and that just decays too quickly, so you almost have to always stay near some kind of a fountain if you want to survive in this game. And so those are things that definitely need to be slowed down and changed to make it a little more realistic. Now, one of the problems that the DayZ mod had that has trickled over into the DayZ Standalone is that basically everybody is a bandit. And for those of you who don't know, a bandit is someone who runs around killing other people to take their stuff. And sometimes they won't even kill you to take your stuff because you might be new. Sometimes they will kill you just to kill you. And it's really a shoot first, talk second kind of a method right now. People do not trust anybody, and there's good reason for that, because a lot of people will just shoot first and then kind of make their way from there. And this is a problem that is probably going to persist, so I encourage you to be extremely cautious. If you see somebody, don't ever approach somebody without first trying to talk to them from a hidden location. Don't ever make your location known before you talk to the person. Find out, what they're doing, what kind of weapons they have. Make sure they put their weapons away. It's very, very difficult to stay alive if you don't do these things. Now, some good things that I have seen, the customization is definitely awesome. You can find different parts and basically make your own gun that is unique to you. Now, I mean, obviously you can't build a gun, but each gun has its own parts that you can swap out and change to your own liking. An example of this is, last night I was playing and I found a bolt-action rifle, okay? And before that I found a 3.5 times magnifying scope. Now when I found this rifle, I just drug the scope over to the rifle and combined them. So now I have a bolt-action rifle that has a scope on it. And it was pretty cool because, it's pretty intuitive. It's just drag and drop, and you kind of know what goes with other things. And I like this customization aspect of the game. And so far, there are tons of options for customization, ways to make your own gear, your own parts, different kinds. I mean, there's tons and tons of items that you can find that you won't even probably know how to use at first. It's going to take a while for you to actually learn how to use some of these items and the synergies between them. And to that aspect, the game is extremely detailed. There's tons and tons of items with absolutely endless combinations, and a lot of it is extremely realistic. They try to be as realistic as possible. Also, last night while I was playing, I found this gas cooker and a gas canister. So the cooker won't work unless you have this gas canister. Now these two items take up a lot of space in your bag, but you're able to cook stuff such as they have bags of rice in this game. So you can cook your bag of rice and eat that. Obviously later on they'll have meat and animals that you can kill and then take the meat off of them, and then you can cook them with these items. You can also start fires and do all kinds of things like that. Now there's like wrenches, hammers, screwdrivers, duct tape. There's tons of tools that you can use to build items. You can combine them and make your own kind of special items that you have. And I don't even know a lot of the combinations right now. I'm still trying to get used to the system and everything that you can combine with everything. So it's a lot of fun right now trying to figure those things out, and it's something that I hope that they, as they start to add more items and more things into the game, that it becomes even more detailed and something that's really a focal point of this game. So guys, I hope that you find these thoughts helpful. I hope that you guys like watching these videos. I'm going to continue to make them. I'm actually going to make a video, kind of like a starting video. You start from nothing, and I'll show you guys how to move around, find items, kind of build your character up to a point where you're actually able to survive and protect yourself. But if you guys found any of this helpful, please click the like button below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date with these videos and you can continue to see my future DayZ and other video game coverage. Like I said, I hope that this video helps you guys out, and have a great day, guys.